Welcome to this third video in the series Data-Driven Decision-Making by Zeno Analytics. In this video we will elaborate on a model we introduced in an earlier video that describes how we make decisions, the OODA-Loop. In this video we will adapt it to how organizations make decisions. For more information on Zeno Analytics, please visit our website, zenoanalytics.com. In a previous video we introduced John Boyd's OODA-Loop as a model to describe data-driven decision-making. Click the link when you want to watch that video as well. Boyd describes decision-making as a set of interwoven activities, named observe, orient, decide, act. In this OODA-Loop, Boyd describes how decision-makers gain situational awareness by continuously iterating through a series of embedded loops. In these loops they continuously orient and reorient themselves based on observations, data, to adapt their decisions or hypothesis, and to then act on them, or to test them. This OODA-Loop is not a linear process. It contains many feedback loops. Boyd sees it as a continuous learning process, in which we learn from mismatches we discover, and in which we need to be willing to completely change our thinking based on our new discoveries. The focal point in the loop is orient. According to Boyd, it shapes the way we interact with the environment. Hence, orientation shapes the way we observe, the way we decide, the way we act. In this sense, orientation shapes the character of present observation, orientation, decision, action loops, while these present loops shape the character of future orientation. Boyd already specified some key ingredients that need to be present in organizations for them to be successful decision makers. It is imperative for success to foster collaboration, different points of views, and different expertises. As Boyd states, expose individuals, with different skills and abilities, against a variety of situations. Hereby each individual can observe and orient himself simultaneously to the others and to the variety of changing situations. Boyd also makes a case for leaders, who are facilitators, motivators, enablers, unambiguous communicators, and inspirators. He stresses the importance of morality and ethics in decision-making, too. According to him, we need to always, and continuously, evaluate and improve our moral code, and, when we live and act according to it, we need to let the world know. So let's get into the OODA-Loop for organizations, that we've named OODA-O. The OODA-Loop for organizations, OODA-O, is very similar to that for individuals. Organizations also orient themselves on the situation, using observations from unfolding circumstances in the market, or their area of interest, from data from external sources and, definitely, from the data they collect based on their interactions with the environment, customer data, partner data, financial data, transaction data, etc., etc. The first difference shows up in guidance and control. While for individuals this is an implicit, internal, process, for organizations this is more often explicit through the way of working in an organization. The way data are collected and the way decisions and actions are taken are, usually, more evident. The second difference is in how organizations orient themselves. Firstly, the orientation is driven by the strategy of the organization and the organizational culture. The strategy provides direction, priorities, and focus. The organizational culture sets, or removes, limitations based on the leadership style, the freedom of discussion, risk appetite, and acceptance of changes, that are needed to successfully derive optimal decisions for the organization. These two elements also have a large influence on the third difference. In an organization we have a collection of individual OODA-Loops, that influence the strategy and the culture but, very importantly, also each other. That is why there's an additional loop back to itself. The strategy and the culture, especially leadership style, have an important influence on how people learn from each other, and create synergy in the decision-making process, instead of friction and opposition. A well-defined strategy helps to create insight and vision. The organizational environment needs to provide, for leaders and subordinates, the opportunities to continuously interact with, and learn from, the internal and external world, and with, and from, each other, in order to more quickly harmonize, design alternatives, and take coordinated initiatives, needed to form an organic whole. It needs to have an implicit orientation, that provides, insight and vision, focus and direction, adaptability, and security. The environment needs to be goal and action driven. Members work together in a culture of cooperation, open communication, continuous learning, and esteem. The leadership, according to Boyd, is the art of inspiring people to cooperate and enthusiastically take action toward the achievement of goals. Leaders give direction in terms of what is to be done, also in a clear, unambiguous way. Leaders are facilitators, motivators, enablers, unambiguous communicators, and inspirators. To facilitate this in an organization, the OODA-Loop needs to be built on a secure foundation of a decisioning architecture, supported by a data architecture, and facilitated by a deployment architecture. An architecture, in this context, can best be described as an integrated set of processes, procedures, organizational structures, technology, and data that is built to support a business activity and to achieve a business objective, aligned with the business strategy. It is broader than just a technical environment. It does include all organizational aspects that help leverage, maintain, update, and manage the data-driven decision-making process. Based on this understanding of an architecture, we can describe a data architecture as an integrated set of processes, procedures, organizational structures, technology, and data that support all data access and collection, data integration, data protection, data governance, data lifecycle management, and data storage activities in an organization. It is the observed environment of the OODA-Loop. The decision architecture contains a similar set, but now for decision and hypothesis design and development. In this set, there are processes, procedures, and organizational structures that focus on analyzing and designing decisions and actions, and developing new hypotheses. It contains technology for reporting, dashboarding, statistics, machine learning, optimization, lifecycle management, etc. to support those processes. It is the orient environment of the OODA-Loop. For more information on levels of information and the information pyramid, click the link to Part 2 of this series on data-driven decision-making. We need a deployment architecture to enable us to actually take an action or to test a hypothesis. If we don't have processes, procedures, organizational structures, technology, and data to deploy into our business processes, we cannot derive the expected positive results. The organization will see no benefits. This is the act and decide environment of the OODA-Loop. These three architectures need to be, and will be, overlapping and integrated with each other. That allows for more seamless and faster decision-making and action, which will lead to faster success. Finally, all this needs to be built on top of a bed of governance. An organization will need governance to assure alignment with the strategy, the organizational ethics and morals, and the compliance with societal and legal requirements that surround data-driven decision-making. Thank you for watching this video. Next topics that will be covered in this series will be missing or dark data, knowing what you don't know, an agile methodology for data-driven decision-making, how to make it happen. When you are interested in more information about Zeno Analytics, we invite you to visit our website at zenoanalytics.com.